Morning, it's John Prazzo, BA in Mathematics, 1982. We're just picking up on August 13 numbers. Were just posted on the Southern Nevada Health District website. So I'm just going to show you what I do with those numbers and find the hot zip for today or yesterday. All right, please be patient as this can be a little... you can see my other videos, how I do some of the details. I just want to kind of, if you want to stop and ask questions, that's fine. I want to get through this as quickly and easily as possible. So the first step is the Statistical Communications in Infectious Diseases web spreadsheet that I have in Google Docs. And we start with the first tab is I just import the data directly, and you can say, why don't you use a JavaScript and use Python? And I'm seeing that that is a very possibility. It's just my skills are old, and the things that I've stumbled across, they look very promising. I just haven't learned how to use them yet. If you're quick and nimble and ready to do that, then go ahead. There's some really helpful tools that can show us clearly how this is really helpful. All right, so 8/13, that's the day. So we're going to go get the data, bring it in here, import, and upload. Now, I just uploaded it. I just downloaded it. So it's right here in the bottom. So I don't have to go looking for it. And I'm going to replace the data at the selected cell. So that just puts in those two columns that they have at the health district. They're just comma separated variables, so this is what the file says, zip code and account. If it's less than 5, they don't report it, and more than 5, they get more. So then I go to my next tab, which is called Hotspot Find, and this is where I look for the hotspots. And it's kind of odd. I know that I'm old, and be patient with me. I insert to right. I don't put the date in there yet, but I move these over. So I'm going to bring that over to the end of the column, and I'm going to paste right. Now I'm going to come back and fill these down, and I'm going to erase this column. I'm sure that there's improvements. I'm happy forever who takes this over. Then I fill in the date. Right? And I go down the column to see if there's any new. When it goes from 5 suppressed to account, I highlight it in yellow here like this, 5 suppressed, and we have account. Because when I do the rate calculation, it compares this number to this number and computes the exponential growth rate between those two numbers. And this 5 suppressed is not a number, so it gives me an error message. So I just am going through here to see if there's any new zip codes that weren't repressed before. Now this is something that's a puzzle. You can see from the definition that it looks like it's supposed to, but it doesn't give me what everything else gave me before. I don't know, maybe I don't understand. I really don't understand why it doesn't. It's supposed to give me this and it doesn't, so I just paste it over. Now here I do a little calculation. How many zip codes are counted? Well, whenever there's a new one, this one says there was a new one. Oh, right, from 88 to 89, there's one new. From 89 to 90, there's one new. And there's no new one here, so we're still at 90. And we still should expect 90 here. So these are just little summaries I've done to play with the data, you might just say. All right, so I'm going to paste right. I use these to, well, I can't remember now, but I don't use them anymore, but I still paste them over. Now it's telling me there's a new one here. So where is it? Did you see it and I missed it? Oh, here it is. Row number 106, make a note. And it's zip code 89161. Now, because the search is for, well, when it goes from here to here, it's usually 5. And so what this search engine does, that's just a count of the numbers. And then it tells me I have a new one because it went from 90 to 91. Then it wants to find the minimum. Well, there's a lot of them that are 5, and I don't know which one's the new one. So that's why I have to go through and find it myself by hand and make a note of it and then type it in what the row is, 106, and it looks up the row and correctly returns 89161. Again, there's plenty of room for improvement here. So I'm finished with this screen, this page, the hotspot find. I go to the next page and compute the daily growth, which I showed you before. You take the one and you solve for the logarithm of the previous day divided by the today's divided by the previous day. So we're going to move this over, and there's no, those were all less than 5 and suppressed. So here's computing the rates. Now again, this can be better. There's got to be a better one. Let's see, here's the value, because that day didn't have a value, and so it can't compute it. So I just erase it. And then come down here, and here's the rate. The highest rate for that day was 0.065. It's in row 38. It's 89170. That's the day, and I checked it. I recalculated the rate. But here again, I don't know why these are not coming over. Maybe I did something different. So it went from 15 to 16. It's about 3.4 standard deviations. This was the average. There's the standard deviation. It would happen by chance in 1 in 10,000 times, 1 in 1,000. Is it a normal distribution? Well, kind of. Those are the kurtosis and skews. It's about evenly distributed, which is what we expect as the more we get up here. How many times has it been there before? What would it be in 14 days if this continued at this growth rate? And some other numbers that I don't know if I use anymore. But now we go to the hot zip tab. We come over here to the end of the columns. And here is Thursday the 13th. I don't remember it being. Did you remember that? I didn't keep track of that. I just kept track of that. So it's up in Indian Springs again, but here it's 3 times. It's been there 3 times. Oh, I don't know if that other page keeps track of that. So at this, I really don't know about zip codes, so I'm learning. Apparently at this zip code, it's unique. It might be the prison. There's 2,041 delivery receptacles, but nobody's getting Social Security benefits at that address, at that zip code. So that's why the ratio of this number to this number is 0 and green because it's very low. So now I make notes of this. These are my data that I use for making a report. I don't know where I make the report. What do I do? I don't even know where I put this thing. I'll put it over here. We'll link it. I have to take a little break, so we're going to leave it there and come back and pick it up and see what you think. Okay? Thank you.